Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to accept that the purpose of education is to inspire hope. What is hope? We've heard of hope almost on a daily basis. It's a concept, it's a phrase that's used ever so often. But what is hope? And what can hope look like from an education perspective? And how can we follow a hopeful construct in our lesson planning? I've derived at a framework using the acronym H.O.P.E, HOPE, to help us get from one step to the other step of understanding and applying hope. H begins with humility, the foundation of hopeful thinking. Humility to understand that we are helpless without the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we need to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Without His help, without His guidance, there's no direction, we're lost. Second, O, optimism. We need to have belief in ourselves that we can do this as long as we have put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to understand that we are capable. No one will be positive for us, but we begin with being positive for ourselves. P, perseverance. We have to understand that life is not without trials and errors, without barriers. We need to tell ourselves that we will continue to go, we will continue to move on, regardless of the setbacks that come our way. E, experience. Experience is the rich form of education. And experience means that we read, we listen, we reflect, we explore what others have done, what we have done in the past, so that we have gotten through from one step to the other step. How does a teacher, how does an educator take this in and apply it in the classroom? One very simple way, there are many ways, but one very simple way is the way you plan your lesson. By planning your lesson to ensure that your students understand that their journey in life begins with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, putting their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beginning everything in life with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is your first step, and that comes from you, the educator. Second, optimism. We have to ensure that our students feel supported, feel that we believe in them, feel that we trust that every step they take, that we are there to support them hand in hand through this journey. Perseverance. We do not allow our students to feel setbacks are failures. Setbacks are not failures. Setbacks are opportunities to think critically, to think differently, to think how can we navigate through this barrier to get from one milestone to the next milestone. Experience. Create opportunities in our planning so that students explore, so that students learn more about what others have done, so that students have the opportunity to look back at their past experiences and ask themselves, what have I done to move from one stage to the other? Once we have a framework of planning that utilizes the 4 steps of hope, the 4 steps of hopeful thinking, gradually our students and we ourselves will move towards once the state of lack of confidence towards confidence, the state of hopelessness to hopefulness. But it comes from us, the educators, planning, using templates, and creating opportunities in our classrooms that students go from step of humility to the step of experience. Jazakumullahu khair. Inshallah, as you continue to apply these steps, you are building a mindset of hopeful thinking with your students and for your students.